What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Good morning. It is ABC here with the HPP, Adam Benjamin Coleman, the Human Performance Project. And I didn't want to do this video today. Been really down lately with everything going on. Ended up losing my job. Finally had the gym taken away. And so you're left with really two options. Either just give up and play the victim, or find some joy in what you have left and continue to keep striving. And even though there's definitely moments that I want to just give up and I want to just curl up and sleep until this is all over, it's not really an option. And as I've said before, it's not just about what I want to do at this point, man. It's about not letting all the people down that have invested in me and helped me get to this point and kept me alive this long. So, um, I went to my gym this morning. He was trying to stay open. They actually served him with a misdemeanor charge that he's got to go to court for. Um, the health department and the Bakersfield police are heavy around his place, and his hands are tied. His hands are tied. It's unfortunate, but um, it is what it is, and I don't really care what side of the fence you're on with this whole quarantine thing, whether you think you should be staying at home. If you leave your home, wear a mask, wear gloves, or whether you think it's something that is a distraction and that there is a greater agenda afoot. It really doesn't matter to me, and it really doesn't matter, period. We have to kind of do at this point what is asked of us as best we can, and so you know running yourself crazy over whether you think it's right or wrong isn't going to do much but exactly that, just drive you crazy. So again, that all being said, after I was done feeling sorry for myself and like my life was over, um, I came home and I did an at-home workout, and I'm going to do better at filming some of these in the future since I'll be able to do more in the privacy of my own backyard here. But today I just focused on core specifically, and I did that with nothing more than a kettlebell and a yoga mat. So what I did was 5 rounds of a circuit that consisted of 50 kettlebell swings, 1 minute plank, a 1 minute reverse plank, at least 25 crunches and at least 25 reverse crunches. I say at least because I go to failure on ab exercises, and it ended up being 35, 42, and then as the sets went on, they dwindled down closer to 25 because I wasn't taking any more than 20 seconds rest or so in between the rounds, and like I said, I did 5 of them. So I realized that not all of you may be familiar with what a kettlebell swing is, or even what a plank or reverse plank is. And as I said, tomorrow and the next day and the next day after that, I will be filming some workouts, and I'm gonna find ways to keep them very simple and focus on specific body parts, or just make it a general core and cardio day. Because you don't, at the end of the day, I'm a gym rat. I love lifting heavy weight, right? And when that's taken away, I feel like, oh, there's nothing that's going to be effective, and I can't possibly make any kind of gains anymore. And that's just really not true. I mean, your body thrives on movement, and those movements don't necessarily need to be bearing heavy amounts of weight for them to be beneficial, right? So my kettlebell that I was using is only 40 pounds. I say only, for some people that's going to be too much. Even a 15 or 20 pound kettlebell can be sufficient if you really take the time to do the exercises correctly. Shoot, a soup can, a gallon of water, a bag of sand or potting soil, like these are all things, paint cans, these are all things that we have around the house that you can use. You just have to get creative. I mean, it's, if you've been watching some of the videos and the news posts and stuff of what people are doing in this quarantine, some of it's funny, But it's also somewhat inspiring in the sense that, like, people are getting back to basics. You know what I mean? Like, they're finding ways to entertain themselves. They're finding joy in little things and finding ways to express themselves when some of the other things that they thought were so necessary were taken away. And I'll tell you what, for somebody that lifts weights 5 days a week, roughly, doing that little core workout today, like, I was tired in different ways. Not totally exhausted, but I definitely knew that I was there. And so it's going to end up being a good thing. There's areas of my fitness and of my life that I neglect sometimes as far as fitness goes. I'm going to keep it kind of specific to that today. Flexibility and high intensity cardio. Those are things that I have not necessarily been doing a whole lot of lately. So, the answer to that is, well, focus on those, because those things you can do without any equipment. So, I guess the point is that, don't let this situation lull you into a state of complete surrender where you don't feel like you can do anything or accomplish anything, or that you, in my opinion, play into what this is kind of designed to do, which is just to keep you afraid and malleable, right? Be your own person. If you like exercise, exercise. If you like to read, read more. If you like to write, write. Find a new talent that you've wanted to hone and work on, and do that. Learn a new language. Talk to a family member you haven't talked to in a while. Just go outside and look around at how flippin' beautiful some of these days are. And the flowers are blooming and the birds are still singing. They don't know it's quarantine. They don't have the coronavirus. There's a lot of things you can focus on that are not affected by this quarantine and by the rest of the world that is living in large part in fear right now instead of faith, which is, another topic for another day. But if you do have some faith, or if you've been dabbling in trying to find some faith, now is a damn good time to work on it, because fear and faith can't really live in the same thought process. There's not room in your head to be in both. So, I would recommend not doing what my brain has been trying to get me to do and stay inside of yourself, but get outside of yourself and look for ways to improve and stay active and stay busy. And at the end of the day, also, we have to remember that just because we don't have the exercise modalities that we are accustomed to having at our disposal does not mean that you can't still take very good care of yourself by the way that you eat, the way that you hydrate, the way that you sleep, and the way that you think, and even the way that you breathe. Practicing meditation, or even just deep breathing from your stomach instead of your neck and chest where you're all stressed out, chronically angry. Those are important things. Just relax. Easier said than done sometimes, and just like anything else, man, it takes practice. Because tell you what, relaxed and zen, it's not my natural state. I'm pretty tightly wound, and especially when I'm not in control of things, I get even more tightly wound. So, all of this can serve a greater purpose. And as I talk about in a lot of my videos, people who are great, people who are successful, people who are champions in life, they find a way to take adversity and situations that are less than ideal and somehow spin it for their good. Somehow find a way to make something positive out of it, instead of just staying completely stagnant and letting misery overrun every aspect of your life. You know what I mean? And if you want an extreme example, read a book from a Holocaust survivor, right? And even those people who were in, as far as I know, like the most deplorable, worst conditions, mentally, physically, emotionally, they found a way to have faith and to cling to something and believe that being alive, even if they were being treated absolutely horrendously, was better than just giving up and dying. And believing that there is a chance for survival and a reason to keep going forward is better than the alternative of just giving up and dying, right? I'm not comparing this situation to the Holocaust, by the way, should have had this disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but I am not a doctor, I am not a psychologist, I am not claiming to be some sort of professionally licensed problem-solving individual that you should listen to for all of your answers by any means, right? I'm just here to try to share my experience, what goes on with me, and hopefully that will resonate with somebody else who might be going through similar problems, you know? I am blessed in the sense that I don't know how to sit still and just give up, you know, and I've been in situations in my life, whether it be jail, rehab, you know, kind of confined to home because of quarantine. I've never stopped exercising totally. The goals that I set for myself and that I want to attain are fairly lofty, and sometimes I get stuck on that. But I have to remember that just having the gift of being able to move, be healthy, stand upright, and take nourishment, and even make this video and talk to you in somewhat coherent sentences now is a blessing, right? There's a lot of people that don't have those blessings on a daily basis, and that's who I will continue to try to keep in mind and in my heart and do these videos for, you know? I sit here and complain about not being able to go to a gym. Somewhere there's somebody that isn't able to do the at-home workout that I was able to do today. You know, I sit here and complain about not having a job because I lost mine, where somewhere there's somebody who is disabled to the extent that they'll never be able to even seek employment or think about seeking employment again. So it could always be worse. You know, I used to be upset about having no shoes until I met a man with no feet, right? So, excuse me, keep that in mind. Like I said, don't let self-pity and what the attitude of some other people, or even the majority of some other people, maybe seep into what you know in your heart you want for yourself and what is right. Nothing easy is ever worth having, you know, and nothing of any real consequence, pride, and greatness ever comes without struggle. So, you know, there is no progress without struggle. There is no growth without pain. And that's true in every aspect of our lives. So I hope you guys can take some of what I'm rambling about today and apply it to yourself, your loved ones, and those around you. And just be someone that will inspire a solution and inspire a way to keep going forward, instead of being someone who is going to settle in and just wait for the other shoe to drop and expect it all to be bad, you know. Nobody wants to be around an Eeyore. Nobody. And I know for myself, sometimes I get very comfortable in self-pity and in thinking about how bad things are and what I don't have, instead of being grateful for what I do have, and that I am given an opportunity on a daily basis to continue to strive for the things that I want and deserve in my life. So thank you to those of you who help keep me motivated, who help give me something to work towards that's bigger than me, because as I've said before, and this is not something that I made up, if every decision that you make is based on yourself, eventually you're going to come up against a situation or a struggle in life that's bigger than you, and you're going to lose, you know, and you're not going to have a greater driving force that keeps you going forward, because if it's all based on you, that's fallible, and that's in the end finite. So you know, hold on, things will get better, and use it as an opportunity to grow today. So like I said, I hope some of this made some sense or was helpful. Please let me know if it was, or if you have any suggestions, or if you'd like to be a part of the channel. We can do it at a social distance if need be. But take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and just look for the opportunities, not the obligations today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon with a recorded workout and some more tidbits of my experience, strength, and hope.